viewers, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jess. Become a part of our family. Today is day 7 of our Halloween month/marathon, and today I'm giving you my top 10 Halloween movies. If you guys have any interesting movies that you want me to watch below, or just want to give me your top 10, then let me know down in that comment section. Without further ado, let's get started. Child's Play. Now, was anyone really looking for another Child's Play movie? Anyone? No? Me neither. So, Child's Play 2019 has a cool new concept of a haywire, high-tech Chucky doll, but sorry to say, the story is still the same. Now, I know this is a remake of the original, but there's been so many of them, and to be honest, they don't add anything new, just a different doll. But what I will say, although it is not high impact or intense, it is good and great for those who want to dip their toes into the spooky pool that is Halloween horror movies without getting too much of a fright. Hocus Pocus 2, to be precise. The Sanderson sisters are back in this hilarious and funny sequel, giving us a little backstory to how they came to be, along with new songs, which will surely get stuck in your head. The actors who played the young Sanderson sisters are amazing in portraying the characteristics of what we see when we watch the adult Sanderson sisters on their journey, wreaking havoc on this modern day world. I mean, how much more better can you that? Family friendly, yet funny. Best movie for you to watch on that end. Scary stories to tell in the dark. This movie, I mean, I call it a movie, but it technically, I guess you can call it as like a mini-series, because I believe there is multiple episodes. So Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is great. It's a great adaptation of the controversial set of children's books that were released through the 80s. For me, it does a great job of not only bringing life and amazing recreations of the iconic creatures from the book, but it's just perfect for those horror movie marathons or horror movie nights when you want to have a good scare. After watching this, I generally had an eerie feel to myself and was kind of a little spooked out by it at first glance, because it really does bring a new sort of twist to horror movies, and each one is so different and each character has their own style, and that's amazing to see. It gives you a little bit of everything, I guess you could say as such. So this movie is ranked at 7 due to the fact of, one, it's a horror thriller, and that's great, because I know people in the comments saying, it's a horror, it's not a thriller, it's a horror. It is essentially a horror, but it does have the elements of a thriller as well. In my personal opinion, I'd love to see if you guys have something different, but for me, that's how I put it. It is essentially about a man-made jigsaw's game. So this doctor makes these games up, and it follows 2 men having to hurt themselves in order to be free. That's essentially the short concept of it. Now, the movie's concept is great, and it does have a lot of good blood and gore moments. And the Jigsaw character itself does give you that oddly creepy yet eerie vibe. However, the only downside is there's just too many of them. Like, when deciding which Saw movie to put on here, I kind of just was over it, because there's just so many of them and nothing's changed. They are all the same. I mean, if you say Saw, anyone could give you a number, and you've probably seen that Saw, because it's the same concept as the first, just with it slightly different. First, it starts with 2 men, and then there's a group of 5, and so on and so forth. And it goes through those mental mind-fucking challenges of how do we survive. But I ranked that at 7 because that is my middle point. The Conjuring. It's a classic horror with a perfect haunted house story arc. What more could you ask for than that? It's a scary and intense movie with captivating characters such as Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. I believe I'm pronouncing that wrong. Apologies. Who star as paranormal investigator. If it wasn't for those two characters, or those two actors, sorry, I don't think this movie would have been as good as it was, because they just add so much to it and make it so good. And I just loved watching it. I was like, not on the edge of my seat, but I was ready. I was looking into those jump scares. I was waiting for them. I was waiting for that intense hyper moment, and we got it. It's not eat your heart out, but it is great if you want a nice little scare, for sure.
Hocus Pocus. Wow, this movie is a classic. It's a classic Halloween movie of a virgin named Max who moves to Salem and isn't really into the whole Halloween tradition. He ends up lighting the black flame candle and bringing the Sanderson sisters back from the dead. It's a great, funny, family-friendly movie with fun songs that'll get stuck in your head and also great character building. Now, some of the CGI isn't the best. However, it is one of those classic movies which I have watched over and over again. And I am actually doing a voiceover because for some reason I seem to have lost the clip of me originally talking about it. So here is the videos, and if you do want to see more about why I put Hocus Pocus as my fifth, then you can go check that out on my channel. I will link it in this section of the video now for you. But moving on. Okay, again, looks like the file was lost for number 4. So for that, I put The Corpse Bride. So this is, I guess, is a spooky movie. I mean, it's definitely Halloween related. But overall, I would say it's a really good movie. And it stars Johnny Depp and Helen Carter. So 2 great actors. So that's why I put it where I have. And it's just all about a shy groom and practicing his wedding vows. And then as he's doing that, he does it like somewhere quiet. And a deceased young girl rises up from the grave, assuming he has to marry her because he drops the ring, and it goes onto this like branch, and it turns out to be this woman. And there's this whole sort of storyline of her and him, and he's actually in love with someone else. And they go to this sort of, I guess, underworld or the dead, and you get to meet a bunch of characters, you know. You've got this evil main villain who is just evil and wants money. But overall, it's really good. And you get to see kind of character building, and it takes you on this journey of love, and confusion. And it's just an overall good movie. I think any movie done by Tim Burton is good. So that's why I put it where I did. Because it's one of those, you can watch it whenever, wherever, and it will still be good. So that's why I put it there.
And Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, this movie puts a twist on the classic slasher films, bringing a unrelenting demonic child killer called Freddy Krueger. It is essentially perfect for fans who love blood and creepy concepts. His hands, even when like he's clawing stuff, all that is really good. I mean, it is definitely eerie and creepy and kind of unsettling a little bit. And the fact that he can get you if you sleep is a great concept and a different way to look at a slasher movie. So I really liked it for that. And can I also say, plus, have you seen the blood on the ceiling scene? If you haven't seen it, put it in on Google, because that is a just wow moment of the movie. Like, wow. We have It. So this is actually based on the novel by Stephen King. It is without a doubt one of the best movies when it comes to acting. Bill Skarsgård, who takes the murder creepy clown to a whole new level. His dedication to the role is impactful, it's impeccable, it's amazing how much he takes on this character. When I was watching some behind the scenes clips of it, I was impressed. Some of the scenes, you know, the kids didn't know it was happening, so it really gave you a good scare. It really made you be invested in it, and the child actors are amazing. I don't know where they come from or who gets them, but they are absolutely amazing actors, and to be honest, I really did like this. I did see the original It, and I would say I like this a bit more than the original, and I think that all comes down to Bill Skarsgård, who is just perfect for the role and took it so good. And to be honest, I if you don't want to poop yourself, actually, let me tell you, if you do want to poo yourself or maybe have a little bit of a scare, this is definitely a perfect movie for the Halloween feel, with hands down, out and out. Halloween, yes, it is a classic horror movie, no pun intended, for Halloween. I'd consider it to be a dark masterpiece, since it was a trendsetter for every slasher movie to come after. In my opinion, like, that was the stepping stone and others came after that. Even though I did choose to put this at my number 1 spot just because of how good it is, I will say, like, I don't know how to put it politely, like Saw, it's a little overdone. There's too many of them. It doesn't really need to be this many, but there is. However, since this is a classic Halloween movie, and I've seen this, and it was my first sort of Halloween movie that I saw, this is my number 1 spot, at least for now. So if you guys did enjoy kind of my countdown of my top 10, and you want to see more of this, then let me know. Otherwise, we're going to continue on with our Halloween month. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Don't forget to subscribe.